I'm addicted to Taylor Swift. I'm in love with her.
If you're thinking about getting a lifting belt,
If you purr and you see me in real life and ask about my writing, I will kill myself. Morning. Is it morning? Yes, it is still the morning. I found these coffee sachets because my friend. So shout out to Steffa. It's almond milk instead of milk and caramel, which I like caramel, so I thought I would bring you along for my day. I don't really know what this video will be. So I also filmed stuff last weekend, but I don't really know how good of what I filmed was. But the main reason why I want to film today was I got my upper package, but they had a sale finally. So I bought all the stuff that I've been wanting to buy for months, and I wanted to show you. I'm really hungry, but I'm gonna look at this first. So ooh, it's quite nice packaging. I hope this isn't leather and I didn't know. It kind of feels like leather. This is a hip thrust pad. This is secure. Oh, and it really like doesn't have much give. I bought this so that it would match my other new stuff, and because my old one is... This is my old one that I must have been using... Oh wow, it looks worse. Maybe this is good timing. Like 2.5 years maybe? I don't really remember where I got it. But you can see it's cracked. They're like, that crack looks way worse than I realised. And like cracked there, not doing well, and it's like very flat from, and it has like dents in it from the barbell. And Tills has just gone up on top of the display case to get closer to the heat pump. She hasn't done that in ages. Big yawn. So this is like a major improvement. It feels like way sturdier. So it's kind of creepy how much it looks like leather. I'm just going to tell myself it's not leather. Here we have the lifting straps. Oh my god, they come in a bag. That is so useful because I'm always losing my lifting straps in my bag. So that's very cute. Also because my lifting straps I have currently are black. So I bought these so that they would match everything else, and so I stopped losing my lifting straps in my bag. And I figured I could keep like my backup equipment, like my black lifting straps and my old hip thrust pad, like I could keep them in my car, so if I ever like forgot them for some reason. So there's like really thick padding here, so that's interesting because my other ones are literally just the fabric, there's nothing on them. That could be quite nice because it like is where all the pressure will be. I did back yesterday and today I'm doing quads, so I won't get to use these, but they feel good quality. Roll it around the bar. And yeah, I just thought the colour was really pretty. Everything I have is black, which is fine but kind of boring. So I did not know it was coming with the bag, so it's really exciting. And the purple will be easy to find in my gym bag. Here we are, the piece de la resistance. I don't know French. Like a real lifter. So this I know isn't leather because that's what drew me to the brand, just because they had the lifting belts that weren't leather. And ones that you could pick in every colour. I got a medium. What a place to show you in the middle of my kitchen. This is very stiff right now. Oh, really feel that. I feel like, is it called intradomitable pressure? I don't know if that's the right word. There it is. There's some nice padding in the back. I think the medium was a good size because it has all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3 there. So like a real lifter now. I stopped deadlifting because I told myself I would get a lifting belt to like help my back. So, but I'm like pretty happy squatting at the moment, but I will use this squatting. So that's exciting. Maybe it's gonna like drastically improve my squat. Maybe. I don't like that it's like wrinkled in here. The color's cool. Definitely gonna show dirt. Maybe that's a good thing because then I'll actually clean them. Here's my gym fit of the day. I haven't worn these shorts in a while and I was feeling uninspired, so I went with my All Time Low short top from 2014 or 15, which is kind of scary. That means this shirt's like 8 years old. These shorts are kind of tight, but I can't do anything about that. I need to hurry up because it's almost 2:30. I always do this. This gets all like that, which is annoying. I kind of use this as pre-workout, but it doesn't have caffeine in it and it's not actually a pump. I don't know, I was influenced. And it's probably a placebo effect to help. Hello. I didn't bring my camera with me, so that's why you have this angle right now. The belt was actually really good. Oh my god, there is a person over there. I'm not talking to myself. My hair has come out so big. It's really dirty and I need to wash it, but it doesn't look that bad. I mean, my version of bad might not be anyone else's version of bad. The belt was so good. I squatted, I think it was a PB. Last week my top set was, I mean, I think I even did like legs last week because it was a public holiday, so I didn't go to the gym. But the last time I did legs, my top set was 82.5 kgs, and I did today 87.5 kgs. My top sets like before, when I got sick and shit, but before that was like 85. So, and 87.5 felt like good. I don't know if it's placebo or the belt like really helps you feel stable. For me, it definitely gave me like a sense of security that I wasn't gonna hurt myself, and I felt like my depth was good. Like that's what always holds me back, is I get scared and don't go as far down as I need to, but it felt good. So hopefully looking back at the footage, like my depth is as good as I thought it was. So that was awesome. And then I did try out for lunges, but I'm not sure if it helped or not, or just like made me too breathless, because for squats I only do 5 sets, but for lunges I do did I say sets or reps? I meant reps. There's a person walking past. I do 10 reps on reverse lunges, and I'd get to 7 and 8 and be like really puffed and like trying to breathe, but you have this thing restricting you around your stomach, which makes it harder to breathe. Felt like I had major imposter syndrome, like getting my belt out. I was like, who do I think I am with my light purple lifting belt? Like, who am I? But then it felt so good that I was like, yeah, like I am that person with a lifting belt right now, and it's making me stronger. So it's really good. And also the other thing I was thinking, these shorts that I was telling you earlier were too small. I remember having like a negative impression from them, and I thought they rolled up heaps, but they didn't roll up like at all. And I have all these other shorts that are like a similar length and they roll up so far, and it's really annoying, and I spend like half the session unrolling them, but I didn't have to unroll them at all the entire time. So overall it was a really good session. Now I'm gonna go home and have a protein shake. If you are thinking about getting a lifting belt, you should do it. I recommend. She purr and she pretend to love me because she wants dinner. Oh, excuse me. We're going to Australia next Thursday, a week from now, which is really exciting, and I was just getting excited for it, and then I realized that going on holiday means leaving the cats home alone. I'm gonna miss them, and they won't understand where we are. I wonder if you can hear her purring. That's just because she wants dinner. She doesn't actually like me. So I'm already sad that I'm not gonna hang out with them. But like holiday is fun, but also I love my cats and I wish I could spend all my time with them. Thanks. There is her brother over here. He is much more tactical. Asking for dinner, he just waits for her to do it. Would you like some tuna and salmon? Does that sound good? I look like a gremlin. Oh my god. Jonathan is in the shower, so he is going to get annoyed at me for using water, but no other choice. I stopped taking creatine when I got sick. It was like months ago now. I mentioned it earlier. It's been a long time. But I stopped taking creatine because I wasn't going to the gym consistently. And the creatine I have tastes bad. Like creatine isn't supposed to taste like anything, but because of that I haven't been motivated to take it because it doesn't taste good. I should buy some more, but they cost money, and I want to save all my money for going to Australia because we could do lots of shopping and I don't have money for lots of shopping. The other thing I wanted to say, this hoodie is Jonathan's from high school and I should wear it more often because it has that perfect like worn in hoodie feeling, and it's black. Who even knows what that says? And you can't even really see that. That's supposed to be like some Japanese car symbol, like a Luna driver or something. I should really wear this more. It's a nice hoodie. Like, it feels nice. And then like it's my boyfriend's, so like romanticize your life, you know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do this evening, but I really hope I end up doing more than just watching Modern Family, refreshing YouTube and not wanting to watch anything, and then scrolling on Reels for an hour instead of doing anything that is actually fulfilling. There's probably a book out that I'd like to read, except I keep reading. I don't know what the genre is. Like, it's not really rom-com. It's kind of rom-com. Like, person in their 20s/30s, like, falling in love. And I read them because they're so easy to read. Like, doesn't require any brain power and like it's fun to read, but then at the beginning like I'm always left feeling emotionally unsatisfied because like the build up is fun, but then in the end when they have their stupid conflict in the third act, like it's most of the time annoying, and then maybe then by the time you get to the end of the book you decide you don't even like the main characters. So I need to read books that have more going on instead of just the romance. Like I read a book called Half a Soul, and that was like half romance, half fantasy, about a girl who like had half her soul stolen by a fairy, and like that was a good book. It was easy to read, it was romantic, it was satisfying, the characters were likable, and there was other stuff going on, so I need to do that. Also another thoughts I've had in my mind recently is I cracked like 60,000 words in my story. Oh, that's a weird sentence. My story, the thing I'm writing. And my goal was always like, you know, in my mind, when you Google it, Google says that a novel is 80,000 words. So when I got to 60,000, I was like, oh my god, like that's almost a book. And then like for what I had in my mind for what the first book would be is like almost like it makes sense for that word count. And I keep fluctuating from one extreme to the other and being like, this is shit and no one will want to read this, and the plot doesn't have like the correct rise and fall that a book should have. And because I'm saving like all this other stuff that's going to happen for like a second book, I'm not really sure if it's going to be 2 or 3, but at least 2. So I'm saving like this crazy shit for the second book. So the first book, I'm worried that it's like the plot's too boring, but then I read it and I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever read. And I read dialogue and I'm like, I wrote that? Like, I don't remember writing that. This is the best dialogue I've ever read in my life, and wow, that's so funny, and the characters have great chemistry. And then I get like really, I don't know if up myself probably is the right term. I just feel like I've written the book that I would want to read, which is a good thing, like that's the point. But I go from this extreme of being like, this is the best shit I've ever read, and then another extreme of this is boring, and boring because like the plot in this book compared to what the next one is like very different stakes level, if that makes sense. So that's kind of setting things up for that, if that makes sense. But yeah, I fluctuate from being like, this is shit and no one will like this and no one will understand where I'm going, and being like, this is amazing. So that's interesting in my head, but I need to keep working on that. I should keep working on that. I'm writing this weekend with Zoe, so I definitely will, but I should do work on it aside of that, especially because I have like this final, like this chunk of thing that's supposed to happen to like wrap up the end of the book, but I'm also not 100% sure how it's gonna, like how to get there. It's like I need to just do it. If if you see me in real life and ask about my writing, I will kill myself. So don't. It's too embarrassing. Like, I want people to like my book and love it, but also I don't want anyone to read it ever because that's so embarrassing. Also, my other thought, this is such a boring vlog, just me telling you my thoughts while I sit in my kitchen, is I listened to Piece of Veil at the gym today. It's not interesting at all, but we're going to their concert next weekend. That's a crazy sentence. And I need to stop listening to Taylor Swift. I'm addicted to Taylor Swift. I'm in love with her. I'm addicted. I can't listen to anything else. So I actually did listen to something else at the gym today because I need to be hyped for concerts I am going to instead of being depressed about not going to Taylor Swift. So I need to stop listening to her so much, but also I love her. And she has such a wide discography that you're always gonna find a good song. And then Spotify will play me songs of hers that I don't listen to, and I'm like, this is a good song too. And then Instagram is just feeding me all these reels from the Eras tour, which makes me sad. But I can't stop watching them. But also depressing because I'm not going. But yeah, I was a big girl and I didn't listen to Taylor Swift today at all. That kind of feels like a betrayal to Taylor Swift. Mister. They look silly. Why is it so cold? Potato is a vegetable.
Vegetables.
And tomato.
Put some salt on them, please. I feel like that'd be better with salt.
I do not want to get up.
You give one to Slim.
Oh, he no want it. Ah, oh no.
You're gonna have this person's YouTube video as audio for your video.
I'm just eating.
Just put over the whole thing.
This person I'm watching is talking about going to see Taylor Swift 3 times.
Why?
Because she wanted to. 3 times.
It's 3 high.
Well, too much.
Slink high. He's the cat, he's slink at tools high.
I'm trying to be productive. I'm trying to do something entertaining for my brain and edit this video that I filmed last weekend, which apparently I filmed way more than I thought I did because I have over an hour of footage. But my computer is not handling, you might be able to hear it trying to cool itself down. It cannot handle just playing the videos for me in iMovie, so very frustrating. I just want it to be straightforward. I can play it and like clip the clips, but it's not doing it. Yeah. Kill me. Good morning. It is Saturday afternoon. Because we only just got up. I'm making cheese toasties for breakfast because I'm uncreative. That's my problem with food. I know I should probably not have cheese toasties for dinner. I mean, breakfast. But my brain... Someone's going crazy over there. My brain cannot think of like anything else that sounds good. So here I am having cheese toasty. Please ignore what I look like right now. I have decided I'm gonna have a shower and wash my hair today, which is monumental because it's Saturday, but I figured, and it works out with my schedule. I wash my hair as little as I possibly can because I hate, it's just boring. Honestly, washing your hair is so boring, and then because my hair is like so long, it takes all day to dry. Life's hard. I mean, this bread is wheat veal, so some extra fibre for you, right? It's good for you. Turley is waiting for something. Maybe she knows I have cheese. She does. Hello. You're so silly. And for you, her brother as well. Just a little bit of cheese. I have an annoying song stuck in my head. It's all Jonathan's fault.
This one without makeup. Today's Hitler's birthday. Mitchell, we're going. We're gonna spill. The theater's repacked.
Cam is never funny enough in this show to make me laugh.
It is I, your destroyer. Separate time stream, sure.
Boys, is that the batch? Oh, all right.
He's so good. So excited. I feel like a teenager.
Me too. Although it's for the ancient, I have Excel.
I yelled a timer at my phone and then it didn't actually work, so I don't know how long the rice has been in there for.
So much fun.
I can't really check whether it's done because it's in a bag. How long do you think it was?
The boil and bake stuff's normally 15 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, so...
So you should be.
No, but was it even 15? Because if I take it off and it's not 15, that would be really disappointing.
Yeah. Might be a bit crispy.
I hate crispy rice.
You hate crispy.
Yeah, it needs to be soft. 3 minutes. I don't know what I did last time that it didn't work.
And I got the... I think they... This is really quite That's it. After we get the multiplayer achievement, yeah, sure. Collectibles and stuff.
What do you think, Sling? I stayed up until 12:30 last night reading a book. I only have the epilogue left, so it's basically the end. I remember the last chapter, so I should reread that. But I was reading Hello Stranger by Katherine, and well, I was going to sleep last night. I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I wanted to tell you about it. So if you want to read it and you haven't read it, maybe like skip forward in the video. It's basically about this woman who has to get brain surgery for something and it causes face blindness, so she can't recognize people, which sets up a good it sets up a plot device so that she can fall in love, but not like it can cause miscommunication in a way that's like not her fault for a book, if that makes sense. But it's just really obvious, like the plot line is really obvious the whole time, but it was still really enjoyable. Like in the first chapter, before she has a seizure, which is what makes them realize that she needs brain surgery for this clot in her brain, she has a seizure and is like pulled out of traffic by someone who just like, she just had a meet cute with them at the supermarket, and it was clear like that person at the supermarket that she had the meet cute with was important to the plot, otherwise it wouldn't have happened, even though we're supposed to have like forgotten about it by the end of the book. It's just so you know that it matters. And then she's like post accident and post brain surgery, and she's misinterpreting situations, and there's this one guy that she likes and there's this other guy that she likes, and she doesn't know it's the same guy, but you know because you're reading a rom-com about a woman with face blindness, you know these two guys are the same guy. So it was like fun to read, and she's got all this emotional turmoil going on. Like Katherine Center makes her books very emotional. There was this part where she was talking about how her mum had died and the voicemail that she'd memorized, and that was really sad. Like I was like tearing up a bit because that was legitimately sad. But the other thing that I thought about this book is that I'm so sick of rom-coms highlighting the importance of people's family members in their lives. Like I just think it's a lazy way to write a character, because this person had one friend in her life and a family that had ostracized her. And yeah, I only have like a couple really good friends, but I think if I was single especially, I would be more connected to my other friends. Like I'm imagining, like when I say I have a few good friends, like I'm not counting Jonathan, my partner, as like within their friends, because if you don't have your person, then I feel like you're going to have stronger friendships with other people, and she doesn't. Like her friend refuses to understand what face blindness is, and then throws her a surprise party and invites her ex-boyfriend and it's like a nightmare situation. You have face blindness and you don't even realize that you're talking to your ex-boyfriend for 10 minutes because you don't recognize his face. Like, that's horrible. And her best friend puts her in that situation and it's just like, oh yeah, she's just trying to be nice. It's not nice. And then my original point, that books always place so much focus on people's families. Like, her mum was amazing, but she died when she was like 14. But her mum was amazing, and I'm like, not everyone's mum is amazing. It's just annoying. And then her family is trying so hard to be involved in her life because her stepsister is like a legitimate psychopath, like legitimately like manipulating situations around her to make the main character look bad and to make the stepsister look good. Like, she's actually an unhealthy person to have in your life, but she's constantly like forcing herself into the main character's life, and the stepmom and the dad like refuse to see that the stepsister is psychotic. And then near the end of the book, the main character Sadie tells the stepsister that she will try to find it within herself to forgive her for ruining her life. Like, the stepsister ruined her life, and she's like, I'll try to forgive you if you change as a person. And it's like, no, just cut people out of your life that aren't good for you. Like, it's just annoying. Just give characters something that isn't the importance of family, because sometimes family members aren't good people. You don't have to keep them in your life if they're not good people. Yeah, my main problem with the book was that the stepsister was like absolutely crazy, like framed her for bullying a kid in high school to the point where she got expelled for bullying, and then moves into her apartment and makes fun of her face blindness and keeps walking up to her and pretending to be someone else. Like, that's psycho. And she's just like, I'll try to forgive you. It's like, you don't have to forgive her. Like, cut her out of your life. And then her dad's all, I'm sorry for being a shit dad because I was just grieving your mum dying. And I was like, that's not really an excuse, is it? Not enough for me anyway. But the romance was enjoyable, and they were clearly like, they had a fight at the end because she broke up with one guy because she didn't want to cheat on the other guy, but it's the same guy, which caused miscommunication obviously, and that was actually kind of funny. And they do resolve it well ish. I mean, it gets kind of repetitive because they re-explain the situation to her best friend, and it's like going on for a few pages too many, but I think it's good. I think the romance is good. Katherine Center's writing is a lot of inside someone's head rather than things happening. There's not that many scenes where actual things are happening and actual interactions are happening, and sometimes, I think I had this in the one about the firefighters by her, where you kind of more hear about things happening rather than seeing them on the page. Not sure about the timeline, because by the end of the book she's saying that she's in love with him, and I'm like, you're in love with a guy you didn't even realise was another guy, and you've known him for like 8 weeks. Questionable. But if you just suspend your disbelief about literally everything, then it's a really good fun time. I mean, I did stay up until 12:30 finishing it. I'll probably reread the last chapter because I don't really remember what happened. And then read the epilogue. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on Hello Stranger by Katherine Center. It came out like last week, I think, so that's why I read it. Yeah, I think Katherine Center specifically is good to like pace her books out and not read like all of them by her, because I think she has so much inner monologue of characters, but they all kind of sound the same. Like, they're very quirky in the same way. So I really liked The Bodyguard, and then I read Things We Save in a Fire straight afterwards, and it was shit in comparison because I think it was too similar and then not as good. And Hello Stranger I think was good, but I probably wouldn't think it was as good if I read like it at the same time as all these other Katherine Center books.
Slink. Hey baby, you're like a pillow.
Slink! Hey beautiful, you're looking great in this lighting.
I hope you legally purchased that book.
Yeah, I totally did. It does say at the beginning all the like, this is copyright protected, do not share without permission. So I would never do this
If you like the book enough, you should buy it.
afterwards. But I'll never read it again.
Don't some authors have Patreon these days?
Do they?
Donate the cost of the book to their Patreon. So then you're bypassing the publishing company.
It's not a bad idea.
They get more than they would from you buying the book. It just won't get on the sales charts or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is problematic. I can't afford to buy every book I read.
They need Game Pass, but for books.
They do. That's a great idea.
Don't tell Jeff Bezos.
It says that in this book, the main character had acquired face blindness, which is when you can't see people's faces.
I've got that.
Because of surgery. And then
I am a surgeon.
she said another type of face blindness is developmental, and it's when you've had it your whole life, and it's commonly associated with memory more than perception, because you can generally see faces in the moment but have trouble remembering them later. That sounds like me. Like, I can't remember what people look like.
Oh, that's why you forget.
No, but like, I recognize you when I look at you, but like lots of people, I can't tell you what they look like concretely.
What does Zoe
Who?
look like? Zoe.
I was literally just thinking that.
I'll tell her you said that.
I could tell you vaguely, but like, I've had conversations with who I support who would be saying, oh, so-and-so has facial hair, don't they? And I would strongly say yes or no incorrectly because I can't remember what they look like. So maybe I have like a degree of face blindness. Like, I can vaguely remember, but like I couldn't draw someone. Like, I've always thought if I had to do a police sketch, I like for someone, I wouldn't be able to say what someone looked like.
I think whatever's like the basic bitch mode I did it on.
Just don't think about it. And it's
Like a mirror.
it will be normal. Just don't think about it. I film time lapses of myself reading, so
Yes, I like watching you breathe.
yeah, I get that. Like when I watch other people's,
It's like
reading.
fast breathing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. We're alive. That's good to see.
Yeah, she crunches.
When she yawns, her teeth go.
Actually, hearing that in the middle of the night.
She doesn't really do it in the middle of the night. She usually sleeps out here unless she's cold,
Wow.
and then she'll get in bed. Yeah, but then she'll get in the middle and makes you feel very loved. So she'll rub her whiskers on your face. Do you love that thing?
The sunroom. Junebug has to be in the same full body.
Slinky does that. He tells Jonathan when to go to bed.
Yes, Jonathan.
He tells him when to go to bed. And Jonathan will be getting ready for bed, and Slinky's on the bed just watching him like, are you getting in bed yet? He's obsessed.
God.
We're so used to it, I don't even.
Do it again. God.
They're really expensive.
Oh, R.I.P. Worth it?
Yeah, I can see now.
So good to be able to see.
Yeah.
I can't believe we have to take that.
It is actually kind of rude. I was thinking
Bullshit.
that
It's
because
a
like
disability.
I would die. Like I wouldn't be able to leave my house or have a job.
No, I would be a burden on society.
Exactly. But it's not even funded or anything. You just have to pay literally hundreds to get your eyes checked, tested, and then pay for these glasses every time your eyes get worse.
Slowly convincing Steph to get one of these too.
Oh, we can be matching. I wonder what colour. Oh, she said she wanted to get different ones. I see the different colour ones and my brain doesn't like it when it doesn't match. Monday. I just got home from the gym. I did my glute day. Link has come to say hi. And I just wanted to tell you about using my new hip thrust pad. I think this has changed my life. So much sturdier than my other one, which makes sense if you look at them next to each other, but it's like makes a way bigger improvement than I ever expected. Is quite, I don't really know how to explain it, but when the bar like is on the ground before you lift it up, like it there's so much, like this is so solid that I can feel like my pulse in my stomach like, against the barbell pad, if that makes any sense at all. Like it's very like secure, and then lifting it up for the first rep is always the hardest part, and honestly I felt like I was flying. Like it was so much easier with this. Like maybe it's like distributing the weight more equally or something, but it just felt amazing. I did 195 kgs 3 sets for 10 reps, which I don't know if I've ever done that for all 3 sets of 10. So my hip thrust might be increasing a lot with this. So I've been around like 180 to 190 for a while on hip thrust, so I would highly recommend. I mostly just got this because I was making the order anyway for the belt, but seriously worth it. This is really good. I did try to use the belt on RDLs, but I think I kind of had the same problem that I did with lunges, because I'm doing 10 reps and it's kind of low and you get puffed, and I wasn't really sure where that was helping, so I think I did one set with it and then one without and then one with it again, but I feel like I liked it better without. I don't know, it's kind of also distracting when I'm trying to focus on my leg muscles, but maybe then it's good that it's distracting, I don't know. So good for squats, although as you'll have seen earlier in the video, I looked back on my footage of me squatting and I'm like not happy at all with my depth. And remember I was saying that I was feeling good about it, but I just need to get like that much lower, and that much is so difficult. Final thing is these wrist straps were really good. They're like just such high quality. I feel like this is somehow soft compared to my other straps, which I've had for a couple years. There's just something about them that's different, and I really like the padding here. It feels really good on your wrist, whereas these don't really have, there's nothing really, I mean there's something in there, it's not just the strap, but this is a lot nicer. These are 10 out of 10, this is like 15 out of 10, and this is 10 out of 10. I would highly recommend. From my first impression, they're all really good products, and I don't see a reason why, like long term, I wouldn't like them, because they seem really high quality, so I think they'll last a really long time. So yeah, that's my upper review. Very good, and they have so many colours to pick from, so it's just like win-win. The lose thing is that shipping's really expensive. They're in like Europe maybe. Anyway, thank you for watching this vlog and have a good day.